Oh, wait, maybe I should get on the ones that we're talking about.
We should bring the rackets to this office.
You want me to just hang the picture?
No. This is Byron and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 105 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
Word is up. I'm glad to be back.
Welcome back.
I wish we were in the other studio with all the rackets behind us, but we're going to get that fixed going to next week, right?
We are. We heard that there's a store that's literally a mile down the road that everybody on our team seems to know there's like a plethora of rackets, and no one's ever brought it to you or I's attention.
We need the rackets. We've got some great rackets that have been given to us. Those are in the other studio, but they'll be back. We've got three. We've got three rackets and our trophy. We're missing all our stuff, but I'm just glad to be back.
No, I'm glad to be back too. I haven't been able to see you for the last 2 weeks. I've just been sort of listening to you through my ears. So I'm excited to have you here. I like having someone next to me.
How are you listening to me right now?
Well, no. Like you were just in the ear. You know, like I had like that. We just all I heard was.
I thought I was seeping through your head this time since I'm.
Well,
you know.
I mean,
all right.
Next time.
Anyways, we had a lot of feedback from last week's show. If you didn't see last week's show 104, go back and check that out. We were talking about the clear cooperation rule. Everybody is talking about this as we come up to the May 1 deadline. The clear cooperation rule in the MLS. If you don't know it, check out the last episode or other episodes we've done.
Or the links. We've linked it up.
Or the links.
Or just Google it.
Just Google it.
There's plenty of information.
There's plenty of information. But go ahead with what you mentioned last night. We're hoping, by the way, next week, a little teaser for next week's show, we're hoping to have the Connecticut. She doesn't even know this yet.
She doesn't know this yet.
She was referenced in last week's Realtor Mag article.
Somebody, yeah.
The Connecticut Smart MLS CEO. We're hoping to have her on next week to clear this up. But go ahead.
Or maybe even the president of CAR. I mean, I don't even know where he lives. I mean.
No, we want her. She's a CEO. She, the one that was.
She would do it?
Yeah, she would.
Okay.
Well, she's going to do it.
We just want someone that has the most information to provide us with the most information.
Kathy Elson, CEO of Connecticut Statewide Smart MLS. That's who we want. We don't want the car guy. This is who we want. She was. She had the first quote in that article. So you brought up a really good point that will definitely impact you, the way you work with investors and promote properties that are quote unquote flips.
Right.
Does the clear cooperation rule stop pre-marketing for flippers on their investments? What were you thinking last night?
So I started thinking because I got the question from somebody that owns the home and is flipping it, and they wanted to post some photos on their Facebook page, but their broker told them that they could not. Which is a little preliminary at this point because it hasn't gotten there.
Just to give people a little bit of context, you have promoted homes over the years under the brand The House of Social Media Built.
Yes, I mean, I am 100% marketing those properties.
Marketing
off
them.
MLS.
The address is typically given well in advance of the party and when it's actually listed.
Yes.
And so in Nicole's situation, what they're doing, she's creating a lot of buzz on social media and then having the fans of this project, right? Because on a flip, they're redoing oftentimes the entire kitchen. They're going down to the studs on these homes. Mm-hmm. And Nicole's having people, the fans, vote on the finishes, counters, countertops, cabinets, whatever it may be, flooring, colors, paint. And so while there's fan engagement, there's this voting process, there's also a level of pre-marketing. In fact, you're actually bringing more eyeballs onto the property than would have ever known about this. People just driving by, hey, what's the work going on? Is it going to go on market? Is it not? Well, you're deliberately telling people this is going to go on the market once we have our party, vote on the finishes. Is this breaking the clear cooperation rule?
In my mind, it is.
Certainly is.
So what my question was to you was, if I have ownership in the home, would I then be somehow excluded from that? And then you said, well, maybe not the address. So
if you're an agent under NAR, you're not excluded from the rule because you own a home. I would say that we already know. We have enough information to say that is not some type of exclusion.
The whole thing, though, is very interesting because there are multiple people even on our team that work with investors, and obviously not to that level. Like, they're not voting and they don't have, 10,000 followers on a Facebook page. But I mean, they certainly are going to these homes and being like, hey, like the walls are down, or hey, like, I'm getting photos taken. Or again, I mean, I feel like there's plenty of real estate agents though too that are doing the same thing. I mean, there's so many realtors that are flipping homes or condos or what have you that I see all the time.
And so my big question, maybe, and I'll be the first one to admit when I'm wrong or I haven't done enough homework.
We definitely haven't done enough homework.
And with all of the reading I've done on this, maybe I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm confused. I'm looking for you guys, and hopefully we can get.
We will definitely get somebody sitting next to us next week to clarify.
But what I want to know is, if you do not disclose the address, say you are doing a flip, and you do not disclose the address, but you're going to document the 3-month journey of renovating the kitchen, redoing the flooring, choosing paint colors. If you're going to document that over 3 months without choosing to disclose the address, does that suffice the clear cooperation rule? I don't know that it does. And in your example of throwing a big party at the end, how do you get that address out there? I guess in our situation, you could go coming soon, 2 weeks, put it on the MLS, and in 2 weeks get the address out there. But then that could impact the number of people that show up to the party.
Well, I think I don't think I have to put that many photos on the coming soon. So that doesn't alarm me. I mean, I guess we could also go the route of doing a listing and just saying that we don't want it on MLS. But I just feel like there's going to be so many of those popping up that I feel like there's going to be almost like a ripple effect, that there's going to be some additional rules put on. You can't put it on then MLS after a certain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought even a bigger point, flippers and investors that hold a broker's license and that have chosen to be a part of NAR, whether their broker's a part of NAR and they're going to cooperate in their local MLS. Are these investors now going to be stopped from showcasing their work? Builders, contractors, investors, are they now stopped with this rule from showcasing their work ahead of time? That's exactly how a builder gets more business, is showing, hey, we're working on 123 Main Street right now. Our contractors here, they're installing the countertops. These guys over here, they're putting in the flooring. Let's go over and talk to Jimmy, the flooring guy. And that's how they promote their workmanship. This is,
unless they're putting obviously they could put their land on the market. It just, I actually feel really bad.
You feel bad?
I do. I don't feel bad. I think we just need to get some answers. Well, I mean, it could literally shut down an entire business that I've built.
That is true. We definitely need more answers.
Yes.
And this whole time I've been like, hey, this isn't going to impact us. If we do it coming soon, we just follow the MLS rules. There's no impact. But this does.
I mean, what if you ever wanted to get into flipping a house?
I know.
I mean, granted, it'll just go on the market like everybody else. But all that was the reason that I started House Social Media Built, was because now with social media, there's just so much time to be able to build up to when it's done.
If you look back at the Realtor Mag, and we can link that back up again this week. It was used in last week's show, but one of Kathy's points, who is, again, the CEO of the Connecticut MLS, the Smart MLS here, she said in the past, if somebody calls an office because they've seen this type of marketing, so maybe they've been following the House of Social Media Built.
Oh, so it's my fault?
No, I'm just saying, then they call the Ravis. Our broker is William Ravis here in Connecticut. Maybe they call not you, but they call the William Ravis office, and they start asking questions about the home. And to her point, the agents there now, you're not cooperating with those agents. They don't know the information.
I've always welcomed agents.
No. I'm just saying, in this scenario of the pre-marketing phase. So this puts a huge wrench, certainly in your business, the House of Social Media Built, potentially.
Potentially. I think it's going to put a wrench into a lot of, especially agents that are flipping themselves.
Yeah.
And
if we are missing something here, we're going to get this cleared up going next week. So tune in next week. But if you already know we're missing something, put it in the comments and let us know. Link it up. and I'll be happy to look at that. But yeah, we need more clarification.
Or you know what I also would love, if you have any questions that maybe we're not even thinking of that you want us to ask this individual next week, do it now, because
she's coming on next week. She doesn't even know it.
She doesn't know it yet, but there will be another face on episode 106 next week.
We're doing a backstep on this one. The two-step? The backstep?
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know.
We're backpedaling.
We are. Well, but I think it's really important. I think that this is one of those rules that there is enough around. It's here. It's like it's coming.
And it sounds like there's going to be MLSs with different iterations of the rule.
Right.
There's going to be some flexibility in that article that talks about flexibility for local MLSs, and they're helping these MLSs up to May 1. So there's still, I thought it was pretty clear. I thought the clear cooperation was pretty clear. You've muddied it for me.
Sorry.
So we're going to figure that out. All right. It could be a racket, though. Do you think it's a racket now?
I don't.
Could be a racket.
I'm afraid to say anything at this point.
All right. Racket number 2. Compass anticipates dozens of layoffs.
Ooh, maybe it's because of the clear cooperation rule.
That's funny. That's a funny one, Nicole. I don't think so. So here's the thing, right? Everybody's waiting. I know all my Compass people, Jason Cassidy, is waiting for me to beat up Compass. That's not going to happen here, okay? It's not going to happen, guys. I'm not coming after Compass. I'm just reacting to the number one story trending on Inman News. We'll link the article up, as we always do. I want to point out that right now, currently, as we talk about their anticipation of dozen layoffs, we'll tell you what that's all about. They also have a job posting for up to 300 openings.
Tons of openings.
They also hired 80 people, I think it is.
It said that in January.
80 people in January.
Yep.
So they're hiring tons of people still. So they've got 18,000 employees, which blew my mind. I think it was 18,000 person headcount. So that includes agents. Anyways, the layoffs is going to equate to roughly 0.25% of the company's 18,000 person headcount, which comes out to approximately 45 jobs. And it's really these jobs of consolidating. They're taking agent success managers. Mm-hmm. They're taking product experts and IT support and putting them into one thing called a real estate manager.
Which makes me a little concerned for them, mostly
for
because
that individual.
I guess for an agent that's used to having an individual IT person, it's sort of like a home inspector, right? They know a little about a lot, where I'd rather know like a lot about a little.
No, but here's the thing, and here's where I'm just gonna call a spade. Here's what it is. Compass is not I've said it so many times, they're not a tech company. They are a traditional real estate brokerage. And what they've done is taken 3 positions and put them into one, which is the everyday real estate manager.
Right.
You walk in any real estate traditional office,
yes.
The manager is the coach. They're the product expert. They're the IT person, right. or the source for IT.
Right. Or giving them the customer service number to call.
So Compass is just becoming more traditional, because I've said it over and over and over again. I don't care how many feathers I ruffle on this. They are not a tech company. Zillow's a tech company, which happens to be morphing into some brokerage activities, or the transaction model, as they call it. But Compass is not a tech company. This is further proof of that. They're going to continue to hire people. They're going to continue to grow. Maybe this is part of the IPO. I don't know. I don't think that Compass is falling apart because they're laying off 45 people.
I think they're just getting smart about their money.
Exactly. Yeah. I think they're just becoming more traditional because their revenue is from traditional agents. It's from recruiting big agents like they've done from Coldwell in the past, although that $100 million producer did just after 3 weeks going to Compass, went back. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't think this is any sign of significance that they're in trouble or anything like that. It just shows me how traditional their actions are.
Okay.
All right. And that's not a racket, by the way.
No, not a racket at all.
I know there's some Compass agents that
well,
think it's a racket.
Again, I think that they're being smart. I think they're seeing what's working, what's not. And I'd like to think that they're going to become a little bit smarter with their spending. So.
All right. I've been waiting all week to do this Marketeer.
Oh.
I know Jay. Jay's a friend of mine. What's up, Jay? Hope you're doing well.
Well, give him you got to give his last name.
He might be in San Diego right now at the Tom Ferry Elite Summit. I don't know.
Or maybe he's
at
Inman
Connect. There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's
We're not at
lots of
Inman
stuff going
Connect.
on. No. We're just hanging out here.
We're hanging out here in Connecticut.
In our racket list.
I'm missing all my Inman Connect New York City peeps. I'm missing all my Tom Ferry Elite Retreat peeps in San Diego. I mean, can't be 3 places at once.
Nope.
I don't know why they do that. Elite and Inman, maybe a little TF versus Brad thing there. I don't know.
West Coast versus East Coast.
West Coast, East Coast. I don't know what's going on there. We're just staying out of it altogether.
All together. We're going to hang out here
in Connecticut. Although we had a big event tomorrow night, which you're ditching me on. Yeah, I found that out yesterday.
Anyway, so back to Jay.
Back to Jay Glazer, New York City broker. So put it up. Suave's going to put this up. Suave, Sam, whoever's editing it. Suave's editing? Suave. Put the photo up.
Do you know that I got to say that last week?
What?
Suave.
You got to do that?
I did that, yeah.
Good for you. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Mm-hmm. This photo is unbelievable. If you're listening, let's read it off to you. Jay's standing in downtown Manhattan. I think he's in Times Square, it looks like. Looks like Times Square. And he's holding up a cardboard, like a protester, a sign.
Right.
He made it himself.
We've seen these. I mean, you see these memes like, don't reply all to a group email.
I like that one. I love that one. Yeah. Every real estate office should have that as a sign, right? So he's holding this sign and it says, "Stop using other brokers at the Glazer team." Just brilliant. I mean, here's the thing. You're in New York City. Ryan Serhant talks about this a lot. Everybody on the sidewalk is a customer. You don't know who is who or what is what, and you're out there in Times Square. I mean, we couldn't go onto the Guilford Green here in downtown Guilford and get much reaction because there's going to be like 4 people and a dog on the green.
You can go and a dog.
And a dog. There's always a dog.
There'll probably be more dogs.
There's always going to be more dogs than humans,
but maybe you can
typically.
go into like look, you always talk about sitting in Starbucks and saying like,
yeah, because there's lots of people in Starbucks.
Yeah, there's Starbucks around.
And that's what this does. It creates excitement. It creates eyeballs. This is old school marketing, getting out on the streets, letting people know what you do, what you're about. And it's like, and it is a jab on the protesters, which depending on what they're protesting, I would love to jab protesters. They clog up the streets in New York. It's unnecessary. Protests from like the internet or somewhere. I don't know.
The internet.
Yeah.
People are protesting on the internet.
They are protesting hardcore on the internet everywhere. So Jay did this, and then you know who else did it? The broke agent just did a little.
Yeah, I laughed.
A little play off of this.
I laughed a little bit.
What was his?
Well, don't poop in my open house.
That's right. I want you to say it, not me. There you go.
Oh.
All right. Big shout out to Jay. If you've got a marketeer of the week for next week, let us know. Put it in the comments. And if you've got any insight on how flippers can do the flippity flop before they go active on the MLS, let us know about that. We will have somebody sitting with us.
We will. So if you have questions, throw them our way.
I'm gonna call Kathy right now. Cold call her. Absolutely.
Okay. Are we gonna do it on camera?
You want to do it on the real word?
No, we don't have.
Well, I don't have her number. I gotta look it up.
Oh.
I'm gonna look up her number. I'm gonna cold call her, and we are gonna get the CEO of the Connecticut MLS here with us next week. It'll be our 3rd guest of all time.
All time. This will be probably one of our most
Shows.
informative. No, I think
it will go wild on Inman
I
next
hope
week.
so. I mean, I think that there's I think the problem here in my mind, because it's my problem, is that I'm like, oh, like that's May. Like I don't have to worry about it until May, but there's so many things that come May, it's going to be, I feel
like I do a better job in studio. What would you grade my performance between? Oh my God, I do so
much better when you're here.
You do? Well,
because then you're listening, and
you're grading your performance. I asked you to grade my performance.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Welcome back.
Keep it real, guys. See you next week.
Bye.